Good evening, everybody. Good evening for those of you who are checking out the stream live. I appreciate those of you who watch live. And if you're watching on the video on demand, thanks for watching anyway. Appreciate it. So tonight is going to be a relatively short stream. We're not going to really be doing much because we're pretty much at the end of the road for this mix that I've been working on. We are working on the song Rain by Zaki Ali. He provided you guys with the stems for my second mixing contest, and I thought I'd like to have a crack of it as well. So I really enjoyed mixing this because this really opened my eyes to just how much of a difference just two different engineers' ears, like how they perceive a mix. Zaki used a completely all analog setup on his mix, and that's what you hear in the official release. And I took an all digital route. So I am using nothing but the digital equivalent of the analog gear. I'm using nothing but the digital versions of analog gear. We're working with the same stems, same exact stems, same exact performance, same everything. The only difference is Zaki mixed his stuff in analog format. I'm mixing in digital. And the goal with this mix is to basically put a nail in the coffin, the final nail in the coffin of this mentality that I just simply, like, it irks me. Like, it makes my eyes twitch with how much it annoys me. And this mentality that I'm talking about is you must spend thousands and thousands of dollars on real gear in order to get a good mix. And that, quite frankly, is bullshit. The difference between my mix and Zaki's, it's the same performance recorded by the same band. And I think my mix is sounding pretty damn good comparatively. There are certainly things about my mix that I think are better. For instance, Zaki's guitar tone, even just using a simple auto align on it, we got it sounding amazing. So if people start getting chatty in the chat room, I'll put the chat room on the screen. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep it here. And I'll read the chat when I switch back to this camera. If you guys get talkative in the chats tonight, I'll put the chat over here again because I kind of like having the chat room there so I can easily keep it on one screen and read the chat with you guys. But if you look at this, if you look at my mix here, there's really not a lot going on as far as like how many effects I'm using. It's really like pretty straightforward, actually. A lot of it comes down to the performance from the band. And that's honestly all that matters. If it's a good source recorded by a good band, it's going to sound amazing. The end. Like that's literally the end all be all of good mixing if it's a good source. And I think I'm proving that with this mix. The only thing that we can honestly definitively compare this to is my ears versus Zaki's ears. Like if it was me mixing on the analog gear, probably would sound pretty similar. Because I don't like to say anyone's better than me. I don't like to say I'm better than anyone. I would say Zaki is absolutely better than me as far as like understanding theory, composition, and all that to articulate a performance. He's a fucking genius when it comes to that. But as far as like having an ear and knowing like what the mix needs, I'd say we're pretty much on the same level. If I could be like so bold and say that. FPA, yes, Batman 89. I got this on my 21st birthday, and I was a lot heavier back then. It's massive. And the tattoo artist was like, if you ever like lose a good chunk of weight, it's going to look hysterically huge on you. And I'm like, I don't care. I do care. But what I want to do with this, I want to make a mural of the Justice League, and have this be like, eventually have this, if I had all the money in the world, I would use this to be like my superhero sleeve, and just have like a bunch of comic book stuff here. But I just got audited from the IRS 2 days ago, and turns out someone at the IRS watches my channel, because when I called them about it, I swear to God, they were like, well, we have questions about your reported income, and they listed the venues I work at. Someone watched my videos and saw that I work at music venues. So, well, that's what happens when the government hires like 80,000 different IRS agents. I got audited. Instead of owing a couple hundred, now I owe a couple thousand. So I'm contacting. I tried to do my taxes this year myself. So I'm like, that was my mistake. I should have just gone to my buddy and just have him do it. I made the mistake of trying to file my taxes myself this year without any help from my accountant buddy. But I'm going to send my shit to him and have him do it. So I'll pay him. Money well spent, because I don't want to give the government a penny of my money, and I was already angry that I was giving the government a couple hundred of my money. Yeah, and that was just the IRS. New Jersey, I didn't hear anything from New Jersey, but the IRS really was like, yeah, it was a little bit more. Yeah, the extra hires actually made a difference. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be straight with you guys. I know we're gonna get into the mixing, and I know I'll shut the fuck up because no one gives a shit about knowing anything about my personal life. I know, because I see the view count drop, and I see the analytics of lifetime viewers and interest on my videos afterward. You guys tune the fuck out if I talk about anything other than audio and mixing. So I'll try to make this quick. Between the big repairs I had to do on my car, the repairs I still have to do on my car, and just getting audited like this, and with everything financial going on and everything in this country just being so unbelievably expensive, especially here in New Jersey, everything's so goddamn expensive. I'm this close to a financial, like, mental crash out, just like the stress of financials. So we've had a couple slow months on the channel, so I'm hoping that April's going to be no different. It's, even though I had it mixed on Meltdown episode air in April, it's going to be a slow month revenue wise. So I'm going to have May really like kick up the content and try to, like, get more views and get a little more money from YouTube, but it's bad. Yeah, and that's it. It's just very, very stressful and incredibly frustrating to try to do the right thing in this country and do everything by the book. So I'm just frustrated. And FPA just donated $5. Come on, that wasn't at least it wasn't me trying to grift and ask for your donations. I've never asked, like, point blank, I need your guys' donations. I've never said that, never will. I'm just saying, if you guys donate, on the next couple streams, it will go a long way. I'll just say that. That's all I'm going to say. But FPA donated mental crash out avoidance. Yes, thank you, buddy. That will get me another of my stress-free medicine. I'll get another Coke Zero with that. Thank you. But yeah, it's bad. It's to the point now where I'm sort of entertaining selling the Mustang. That's how bad it's gone financially. So I worked my ass off to pay off the Mustang very quickly. I signed a 5-year loan for it. I paid it off in 2.5. And I've owned it outright for like a year now. And it's worth about $10,000. With the modifications I have on it, probably 13, which is what I paid for it in the first place. So I thought about it. Sucks I could not meet you in Florida. That venue unfortunately closed. Which one? Which venue? In Pompano Beach? Because that was like the one that like we enjoyed the most. Yeah, which venue closed? I don't even remember what the name of that venue was. Piper's Pit. That was it. Piper's Pit. Pompano Beach, Florida. Like Piper's Pub. Permanently closed. Oh no! No! What happened? Hold on. Now I gotta, because now I feel bad. But, what happened? Do they have an update? Permanently closed? It was 2023. They don't have an update. I don't see anything. April 6th? I don't see anything. So, so sad. Piper's has permanently closed November 10th. Oh my God, this happened months ago. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. That's unfortunate. Man, that's a sad day, man. It's sad when an independent bar and venue close like that. They had a good sound system too. I hope they were able to sell the gear and do something with that. Oh, I forgot the guy's name too. Shit. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. Sorry, I'm on my channel. When it's after this one. There you go. When we open up for Lynch Mob. We opened up for Lynch Mob. And Jeff, that was his name. Jeff Martin. Here you go. Jeff Martin. This was the house sound guy there. And he was super cool to work with. And he was awesome. So you know what? Let me sub to him. Give him some love. Go sub to Jeff Martin. And support his projects. Fuck, man. That sucks. Because Jeff is a really good sound guy. I hope he's doing all right. Let me try to be a creepazoid and see if he's doing anything. Let me see. Now, if I try to look up a Jeff Martin, there's 800 Jeff Martins. So I don't know if it's I'm not going to try to find the right one, but whatever. There's his YouTube channel. I have it. Oh, man, Piper's Pub closed. The one where the crowd was weak, technically Orlando, not Piper's. Oh, my God. The barn in Sanford? Hold on. No, it says it's open. The bar in Sanford. It says it right here. It's open. Yeah, that was it. This is where we were. The barn in Sanford. Says it's open. Yeah, Sanford is like, I mean, this is a big venue, man. So, like, if this place closed, let's see. There's nothing on their socials that says it's closed. So, I don't think that this is the one that, I don't think this is what closed. It was the one where you're supposed to play in Sanford, but it got moved to Castle. Oh shit. Okay. I remember that now. Hold on. That's where. Oh my God. Where the fuck was that? That was the one at the last second that it got changed, where the crowd was like non-existent because it was fucked over. I remember which one that was now. Hold on. I want to give the venue a shout out because in case if anyone watched this and like can do their autism and find the people that like worked there. You can go show some support. Let me see. There it is. Let's see. Let's see. Lawnwood. That was it.
All right.
Was this the...
I don't want to scare the locals with Rammstein.
That's right, Chris. Try to be funny, but you're not funny. Okay, hold on. Where's the narrative part? Like, where was...
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
To another place, and now we're here.
Was this
play at another place?
Shovelhead.
Lounge in
Shovelhead. That's it.
Evening, everybody. We are here on night 3 of this 4-night mini tour in Florida. We are here at the Shovelhead Lounge in Lawnwood, Florida, right outside of Orlando. As you can see, we're at another biker bar tonight.
Shovelhead Lounge, permanently closed. That's it. That was the one. Ah, damn. I mean, the place was... It was very divey. So, like, it wasn't, like, a luxurious one. It was definitely a biker bar. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I feel bad. So, like, if you guys like know anyone that worked at Shovelhead Lounge, they seemed like nice people. So, yeah, go for it. All right, that's unfortunate, man. I mean, I don't care if it was MAGA. I don't care like what political affiliation it was. It's a biker bar, so you're just gonna assume that most biker places are right-leaning. I don't care. Like, I will literally go buy ice cream from Ben and Jerry's, and I like politically, I am furthest opposite of Ben and Jerry's, but Ben and Jerry's has some damn good ice cream. So I'll buy from Ben and Jerry's. And if the people are nice at the Ben and Jerry's store, I don't give a shit. You know, like, I don't care. I will work shows where the band on stage is going like, rah, 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 we like communism. And I'm like, fucking kill me. And I'll work with a band that go like, there are only 2 genders and like, fuck you if you're not a man or a woman, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, all right, whatever, kill me now. Like, I don't care. I care if people are nice to me. If you're nice to me, I don't care what's between your legs. I don't care what you identify as. I don't care if you identify as a toaster. Like, I don't give a shit. You can identify as a fucking llama. Like, I don't care. Treat me with the respect that I demand and deserve, and I'll give you the same in return. If you're an asshole to me, well, you guys know how much of a dick I can get. So, I don't care what political affiliations anyone that watches my content is. I don't care. I try not to discuss that shit on my streams or my videos. I'm just saying, like, when I talk about my personal life, I live in a very, very, very blue state, and it is a tax nightmare in this state. So that's all I'm going to say. My brother lives in Texas, and it's very friendly on April 15th where he lives. A lot of people I know in Florida, very tax friendly. Not here in Jersey. I'm just glad I don't live in New York anymore. I lived in New York for a hot minute. Holy shit. And I'm glad I don't live in New York City, because fuck that. All right. Let's get into it. So we have our mix here. We have the let's listen to Zaki's mix, and then I can flip between what I have now versus what Zaki has. Today we're hopefully going to finalize my mix. Excuse me. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm hearing a few things that I think I can improve on with mine. For one thing, my guitars, while they sound nicer in the top end, I lost a little bit of the bottom end. So I think I could work with the bottom end of that a little bit. Either I don't know where I honestly forgot where I put my high pass filter on the guitars, but I could work on that a little bit. The oomph from the kick drum could be improved upon. And also, the snare could come to life a little bit more. It could punch out a little bit more. Those are the three big things that I notice comparatively with Zaki's. And if I'm trying to, like, really match the dynamics and match his mix with all digital components versus an all analog system, I really need to meticulously, like, dive into this. So tonight is just going to be like going over this with a fine-tooth comb and really like trying to like get every minuscule detail like taken care of and solved. So we're gonna get into that. Let's address the kick drum first. Actually, no, the guitars are standing out way more to me. I could deal with the kick drum if I leave it as is, but like the guitars are what's really killing me right now. So let me turn off. All my mix bus processing is off. So we're like I said, guys, we're not gonna like have that monster of a difference in results tonight. This is just literally going over all of the tiny details. Let me solo the rhythm let me solo the rhythm guitars. Rhythm. Right here is where my snare issue was coming through. This was it. Right here. The API. The API. Jesus Christ. The 1170. The Bluey. This was too aggressive. Right here. As soon as I turned it off, the snare punched me in the face. When I turn it on, it's squashed. So, yeah, with this, 1 on the attack is the slowest setting. 7's the is the slowest attack. So there's just too much compression going on here. I was squashing the snare. That's it. That's more like it. The guitars just sounded a little too sharp in the top end there. Yo, that's like my ear is not Zaki's ear. But that is damn close from a dynamic standpoint comparing the two. The difference between the analog and the digital mix is there's definitely a difference, but it's so tiny of a difference. I'm willing to bet that if Zaki released my mix, no one would complain about it. So yeah, it's damn close. My ply. Hey, Chris, I've been studying into digital mixers. I'm deciding on an Allen Heath SQ5 and a Behringer Wayne. Boy, if I had $1 for every time I heard this question. I am leaning more for the Wayne because of the cost, but I'd love to hear your opinions. Oh, man, if I had $1 for every time I got asked a question, what board should I get? I wouldn't have to do this anymore. Forget the cost, because you can't put a price on convenience. Study the workflow of each console and decide which workflow works for you. That's really all I can say, and that's all I'm ever going to say as far as like how to pick a board. Whatever workflow and whatever ecosystem works better for you and is easier for you to learn, that's it. That's what you decide. You buy a brand to work with that workflow. Sonically, there is such a tiny, minuscule difference between an Allen and Heath signal and a Wing signal. There's no, like, anyone that says, I'm going to try to lower this camera and have it not crap out on me. Anyone that even remotely implies that insert board model here or brand name here is the only solution for you, do not listen to their opinion. Whatever workflow works for you. For instance, if the menu system on the Wing is you have to get to too many different submenus to assign a hotkey, for example. If you like the routing system, because if you're going to be using this at a regular gig and like you're going to have bands come in and out with different inputs, different output requirements, you need to find a board where you can easily access all those menus and change the routing. For me personally, I love the Wing for that because the routing system, while yes, it is confusing at first, once you understand the routing system on the Wing, you can literally assign any channel to any input from any different source. It's amazing. Unlike the X32 and M32 systems, where you have to do it in blocks of 8, you can assign any input to anything you want. It's so awesome. And you can assign like any channel to have a user section. It's so good. I personally love the Wing, but the Allen & Heath board is also very nice as well. I've used a couple of them. So whatever workflow is easier for you to deal with. That's the only decision apart from I/O needs. Like if you need 64 inputs and, you know, the Wing obviously doesn't have that, obviously you're not going to get a Wing. But if you have up to 24 or 32 inputs and you need like 5 or 6 outputs, either of those boards will do the job. You just need to decide what workflow works better for you. Although I will say, Allen and Heath, you have to pay extra money to get the analog emulating plugins on it. For example, if you want to put your mix bus through an SSL bus comp model, it comes free on the wing. You have to pay Allen Heath to get the extra plugin bundle. That is, Allen Heath will nickel and dime you price-wise. So value, the wing is definitely easier. And that's the way to go. But again, whatever workflow works best for you. So I don't know how your brain operates or what level of autism you have for you being an audio guy. Every audio person I've ever worked with is fucking autistic. So like we all of our brains operate differently. So whatever like annoys me about a board is not going to annoy someone else about a board. And because we're audio people and our autism triggers are like, will trigger caveman protection for our brands. If I see someone chat and like shit on the Behringer wing, I'll go like, wait, you can get good mixes on it. Ugh. Just like if I say, well, Allen Heath nickel and dimes you, and I think that's kind of shitty, Allen Heath people will go like, but the sound quality. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. If you have a crappy band, it doesn't matter what board you use. A crappy band's going to sound like a crappy band. So, that's a long-winded answer. I thought I was going to have a very short answer there, but like it really bothers me when people have such like obscure loyalties to certain brands. It's fucking stupid. Like really stupid. All right. You also need to consider your wireless options. Like, how easy is it to work with wirelessly? How's the app connectivity? All that shit. Now, the X32, in my experience, it's hit or miss. But there's always Mixing Station. You can get Mixing Station, pay the license for the console, and you can literally customize Mixing Station to do whatever the hell you want. So you don't have to be loyal to the proprietor app or whatever. I don't know if that's the right word to describe. You don't need to be at the mercy of Behringer's app. You don't need to be at the mercy of Allen Heath's app. Like, you can do whatever. You can do anything you want with Mixing Station. So, really, it comes down to what works for you. Okay. I'm going to listen to this again and compare it. I'm going to turn my monitors really low. So now I'm going to listen to this at a very low volume. I'm not going to adjust the volume for you guys. So if you want to listen to the levels that I'm at, I'm going to have the volume of the mix be like slightly above this soft talking level. So if you want to adjust the mix to that volume, be my guest. But now I'm going to listen at this volume to compare my mix and Zaki's as is. Now, remember, Zaki's mix, I'm playing the commercially mastered version. So I don't have any mastering processing on my mix yet. So I'm still I'm playing my mix versus Zaki's commercial master. I just want to make that clear. So I'm going to turn my monitors down, and I'm going to play this and A and B the whole thing, or at least enough of it. I think that's a little bit better. I'm going to take a listen now to everything again, I think. Again, I'm literally just like, this is kind of boring. But I'm listening to the tiniest of differences. And I'm going for like absolute like perfection with this. Yeah, the kick is ripping on this. So the kick sample that I'm using, the one on Zaki's mix sounds too fake to me. So the one that I'm using is the CLA. This is my go-to. The DW22. If you get the CLA expansion on Slate Trigger, that's a kick drum that I'm using. Since we are only given a sample and not a real kick, we're using a sample. It sounds more natural to me. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the sounds I'm getting with that sample. And I think this is pretty much as good as I'm going to get it. Like I'm really giving this the absolute best that I can. Like I'm exhausting every thing that I can hear or think of, or like every trick that I have in the book to, you know, get this to sound as good as I can. So I think I'm going to listen to this one more time at like a medium volume. So like this speaking voice. And I'm just going to listen on various levels of volume. You guys should do the same. I'm going to keep it at the same volume on the master fader here, so you guys can adjust your devices to your pleasing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to everything on different levels, and I'm going to really like go through this one more time to hear anything that stands out to me, because honestly, this is probably as good as I can do. Like, this is the peak of my skill set. So we're going to start with Zaki's mix, and then we're going to switch to mine. I think that's it, guys. I really think that might be it. And I think we might be able to declare this done. I really don't know what else I can do. I'm legitimately exhausted from like any of my other tricks that I could do. I've exhausted my skills the best that I can. I'm gonna render this and obviously listen to it, but like this is probably the best that I can do. Like, I really can't think of anything else that I would change on it. So, let's listen to it one more time, completely, like, you guys heard Zaki's. We're going to A and B this one more time, and I'll do some quick cuts between our two mixes. And this will be the final comparison. Again, Zaki's mix. This session on Zaki's mix was mixed with $120,000 plus worth of analog gear. The SSL Bus Plus, APIs, tons of blueies, and yeah, the gear that Zaki used costs over $120,000, and this was commercially mastered by the same mastering engineer that mastered the 40 Below Summer that mastered 40 Below Summer's new record. So Zaki's mix was mixed 6+ figures worth of analog gear and commercially mastered by a mastering engineer that has God knows what gear that he has. I don't know. I can assume really expensive shit. And my mix was mixed entirely in Logic right here, using nothing but plugins. Is it just as good? Well, let's decide. I don't know, guys. Like, there's things I still like about Zaki's mix that are better in my opinion than mine. But one thing that I can absolutely say with confidence is I'm happy with my guitars way more than Zaki's mix. I'm still not happy with that snare drum. I'm just not happy with it. I'm not happy in the sense that like if this were like the end, I'd be content with it, but I don't like to be content. His snare drum in his mix just has something. That is the one thing that's really driving me crazy right now. That's the one thing that's standing out to me is his snare drum. And that's the one thing that's like really irking me still. So, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the snare drum. As Logic takes forever and a day to play. right, I'm going to have to ask Zaki how he compressed his snare. I'm going to ask how he did it. Because I cannot replicate that with my digital plugins. At least I don't know how to. That's this is a very, very rare occurrence where I am stumped on how he did that. But other than that, I'm very happy with what I have. We're gonna listen one more time, the whole thing through of my mix and only my mix, and then we'll call it a night. So here we go. One final time, just my mix only. I'm not gonna cut between the two. Yeah, there's still some things that with the noise gate and everything with automation. But as far as like levels, balance, and stuff, this is about as good as I can get it. I do not know what else I can do. So, with that being said, guys, I honestly wasn't expecting to go the full 2 hours tonight, but thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I'm going to contact Zaki and be like, how the fuck did you compress that snare? What did you do? Because apart from the snare drum, I like everything on my mix better. So, a very rare moment. You are seeing me stumped, and I do not know how he did it, and I'm unable to replicate it. So I'm going to ask him how he did it and go through his signal flow. So I'm going to do that. But in the meantime, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to cook myself some dinner. And I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow. If I am, I'm going to finalize the new Smugs single. So look forward to that. So thanks for watching. Good night.